China loves to showcase its naval exports as symbol of rising power. But behind the tragic handover ceremonies and glowing state headlines lies another story. One of outdated designs, constant breakdowns, and navies left dependent on Beijing's technicians. And now here is this more visible than in the case of the Ming-Class submarines. The so-called strategic assets sold to Bangladesh and Myanmar. The Chinese Ming-Class submarines are a relic of another era. Its design dates back to the 1970s, itself derived from a Soviet template from the 1950s. It lacks air-independent propulsion, meaning it cannot remain submerged for long and must surface frequently, making it highly visible to modern anti-submarine patrols. Its endurance is short, its acoustic profile loud, and its length almost non-existent compared to the latest submarine classes. On paper, it looks like a submarine fleet. In reality, it's little more than a training tool. Dhaka and Nipodor were promised a leap in maritime power, but what they actually acquired were expensive liabilities. Bangladesh paid more than $200 million for its two Ming-class boats and even went on construct the massive BNS Sheikh Hasina submarine base, a billion-dollar facility capable of housing 6 submarines and 8 warships. Yet the boats themselves spend more time tied up at dock than on deterrence patrol. Myanmar's single Ming delivered in the late 2021 suffers from the same flaws. These submarines rarely sail far from home waters, not because of strategy, but because of their limits. Every repair, every fault, every schedule overhaul requires Chinese support. Spare parts must come from Beijing. Technical teams are flown in, and even operational knowledge is tied back to Chinese instructors. Far from giving Dhaka and Nipodor independent power projection, the Ming-class has bound them into a class of reliance, where sovereignty at sea is compromised by technical dependency on the supplies. For India, the picture looks very different. Naval analysts see these submarines not as threats, but as distractions. The Bay of Bengal and Northern Arabian Sea are shallow, crowded, and ideal for sonar detection. India's anti-submarine warfare network is layered and lethal, beginning with P-81 Poseidon aircraft, scanning vast stretches of ocean, feeding data to MH-60R Seahawks that dip sonar and deploy torpedoes, and reinforced by Comorta-class corvettes and the new Arnala-class shallow watercraft, guarding strategic choke points, backed by indigenous systems like Hamsa anti-sonar, Marij torpedo defense, and Varunastra heavyweight torpedoes. India has built an ASW net where older, noisier submarines like the Ming have little chance of surviving undetected. The verdict is clear. China's second-hand submarine exports may look like a bargaining buy for smaller navies, but in practice they are outdated, expensive to maintain, and strategically hollow. Instead of providing deterrence, they have created fleets that drain resources while locking their operators into Beijing's supply chain. In southern Asia's contested waters, these boats offer no credible challenges to India, For Dhaka and Nipodor, they are burdens. For China, they are an export dump. And for India, they are relics, tracked, exposed, and destined to be neutralized long before they ever matter in the conflict.